Hi there, Custom Wig Company back again with some helpful tips for keeping your Santa set looking well all year round. Now, we get some common questions, especially when people send their sets back in for maintenance. A lot of concerns about, is my wig losing hair, or things like that. Well, the good news is, probably not. And we've got some helpful tricks that will help you keep it looking good between wears, even during a busy season. Now, this first set that we have here has what we like to call a hat hair part. A lot of our Santas who wear hats as a regular part of their costume are going to experience this. And some people perceive this as the wig losing hair. That's not the case. Most of our Santa wigs are brushed back away from the face, so when you keep applying a hat or any sort of pressure to that hair, it's going to push and create a part where there normally isn't one. But that is really easy to fix. So the first thing I like to do is use a wide tooth comb, and that's just to prevent it from tangling any more than it already has, and we don't want to pull on it much more. So I'm going to use that wide tooth comb to just very gently bring the hair back and get it in the direction I want it to come back to, which again, usually, depending on your style, is probably back and away from the face. Now once we've got most of the hair going back in the direction we want it to go to, I'm just going to use this teasing brush or any sort of soft bristle brush to help really smooth it and give it a little fluff. Now again, it's not going to give you the same effect as a complete shampooing, reconditioning, or sanding it in for maintenance, but as you should be able to see when we show you our little before and after here, it certainly looks a lot better than it started out. Another problem that we get, especially in beards, when people start to perceive that maybe their beard has lost a little hair, and you can see here it also happens on the back of wigs, which is what I'm going to demonstrate it on today, is just clumping. And that is any parts of your set that is experiencing friction, usually on the back collar of a costume or on the front, especially if you've got fur-lined coats. You're just going to see that the hair, it's not in fact loss, it's not a loss of fullness, even though it may look like it because of the gappage. It's actually just the curled hair tightening around itself, a little bit of tangling. Again, you can help prevent this by making sure that you give it a very gentle combing after each use. But here, when it's gotten a little worse, we're going to use the same process. I've got my wide tooth comb, and again, I don't want to pull too hard. I don't want to pull the curls apart or out all of the way, but I do want to try and prevent some of that clumping, kind of bring the hair back together a little bit. So using a little bit of the comb to very gently tease apart where any of those more ingrained tangles are starting, and then hopefully use that comb to bring the hair back in line. So now you can see that the curls here are starting to come back together. There's still a little bit of what look like frayed edges, so again, your handy dandy soft bristled brush, or in this case I've got a teasing brush, is going to help you. And I also like to, again, help guide the curls where I want them to go. So if you use your hand and use your palm and fingers to kind of help guide the brush to push that hair back under, you're going to help just remind it to curl back under again, and that's going to help smooth some of those flyaways. Here you can see, again, it's not the same as maintenance, but already looking a lot better than it did, especially if you have a lot more gigs to go before the season is over. The last tip we want to leave you with today is just a reminder, even after you've kind of smoothed it out, if you feel like it doesn't quite have the curl definition or fullness still that you want, you can always try and restyle it at home. We do offer wig care kits on the website. We can provide a link for that below if you want to check them out. And you don't actually need to do a full shampooing in order to get the curl back. What we like to use is just a little bit of water in a spray bottle. You can spray those curls and then use a curling set, like I said, especially if you've bought one from us on the website, to roll it and let it dry. Because it already still has styling products in it, you don't need to add more or wash them out. Just a little bit of spritzing should help revive it. Hope you found those tips and tricks helpful. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. Always let us know if there are other topics you'd like us to cover, and be sure to follow us on social media so that you can stay appraised of everything we're doing in the shop. Thanks so much for watching.